Welcome to the overview of the course. I'm just going to go through the topics real quick and the stages or parts of the course. Part 1 will be foundations and core concepts. We'll talk about what we mean by artificial intelligence, machine learning, LLMs, just clarify the important terms that you come across. We'll also talk about the major AI chat platforms. What's the state at this point in time? LLMs, AI chatbots, like we know them today, they're based on a technology from 2017. So we don't expect a lot to change in that area, except that things maybe get better. We'll talk a bit about ethical use of AI. That's a whole rabbit hole, and there's a lot of different opinions about that. And yeah, we'll just provide links, articles, slides you can watch in your own time or click through in your own time. There'll be small exercises we'll encourage you to do to kind of test your knowledge, to explore what's possible. Let's go over the parts. So part 1, AI foundations, core concepts. Part 2, mastering prompt engineering, working with models in general. So prompt engineering is the art of interacting with AI in a way that you get what you want, and there's different strategies, different tricks, so to speak, that you can use. There's different techniques that people have employed. There are adversarial tactics that people use to get things that the AI is not supposed to do. So we'll talk a bit about these kinds of things like alignment. Even though we don't encourage to use adversarial tactics, they might get useful and just they're useful as a case study in how prompt engineering works. We'll also talk about like how to get structured output. A lot of the time when you work with AI, with LLMs in the context of programming, you want to have a structured output. We'll talk a bit about model safety and the limits in general. Part 3 will be the AI-Powered Toolkit. So we'll look at building a toolkit that you can use in your day-to-day work, especially if you're a programmer or knowledge worker. What is the state of the art? Of course, there's always new things coming out. We'll look at coding tools, design tools, ways to use AI for research, using AI to search the web and refine the search results for you. And then we'll also have a section about verification of AI content, because AI content is not always perfect. So what are actually the ways we can verify and prove that and make sure that our AI content is actually not false. And then we'll also talk about how to integrate these types of AI into your workflow. Part 4, we'll go even deeper into the toolkit. We'll be talking about MCP servers, how they work, what are rule-based systems. So some of the coding tools have rules or memory, these kinds of things. So we'll talk about how to use that to get even more out of your toolkit and how to use AI in a professional way. There are also things like planning tools like Taskmaster, these kinds of things. We'll give you links and further materials, and we'll encourage you to try certain things. Alright, part 5. So part 5, we'll talk about how to customize your AI. We're going to talk about the different ways you can build customized AIs, starting at very simple things like GPTs or GEMs, how they're called in Gemini. We'll talk about the different architectures you can use for customized AIs, starting at just like having custom prompts, but also going into things like retrieval augmented generation. How does that work? What are the different approaches you can use there, using vector embeddings, semantic search in combination with traditional search, for example. Also things like model fine-tuning. Part 6 is going to be programmatic AI and building basic agents. So we'll have a look at the most common AI APIs, starting of course with OpenAI, but there's a lot of different ways you can go about that. Then looking at different agent frameworks. We'll probably start just by investigating what is an agent and how do different agent frameworks go about modeling agents. What are design patterns that exist in agents, similar to what we will have covered in prompt engineering, where it's like different techniques and tactics for creating prompts. The same will be true for agents. There are different strategies and tactics you can employ to build multi-agent systems. How do you debug them? How do you handle AI agents? Case studies about real agents. We'll finish the course with your own Capstone project, so you can build your own agent and use it or sell it, or put it on your portfolio. So yeah, that's the overview of the course. See you in part 1.